to be here. I have a lot of great news for Leaders Recognizing Leaders, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started. But anyways, again, welcome. So for today, I'm going to be talking about a huge project that we have going on for Leaders Recognizing Leaders. And I should probably introduce myself without jumping right in. My name's Taylor Pittman. I am the Vice President of Strategic Partnerships here at Leaders Recognizing Leaders. So if this is your first time, welcome. I doubt this is your first time actually, because a lot of you have familiar names just looking around right now. But today I am going to be talking about what LRL has coming up. So basically, there is we just partnered up with the Presidential Inauguration Committee, also known as PIC. Super big, super huge. And I'm actually really thankful to Edwina for even giving us the opportunity to even be a part of something so big. So I'm really excited. I don't know about you guys, but it's not very many people that get this opportunity, especially in the times that we're living in right now. And I was just talking about that. So yeah, and it's going to be basically us hosting a virtual community event. And given that this is a youth leadership program, it's basically going to be focused on you guys. So that's pretty big. So the message is going to be surrounded around young people and motivating us and inspiring us to just know that basically this is our time and to lead and step up. So the event is going to take place on Monday, upcoming Monday, January 18th. And that's Martin Luther King Day. And it's going to run from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And the purpose of it is to inspire young people by reflecting on the dreams and visions that Dr. Martin Luther King had and left for the next generation. And that's us. Okay. So I know I'm going to be talking a lot. Please, if you have any questions, you all may have some questions, please just wait until the end. I may cover it, but if I don't, please just go ahead and type it in the chat, or I'll just leave an opportunity for you guys to just unmute your mic and tell me. So, all right, we have some more people coming in. Okay. Anyways, I was just talking about a really huge time in history where there was a bipartisan vote where the House reached enough votes to impeach President Donald Trump, making him the only president to have been impeached twice. And I think that just really says a lot about the times that we're living in now. Yeah, I'm having some issues. Okay. It just says a lot about the times that we're living in now. And it's kind of giving us a look into the direction that our future's headed in now. Whether you want to look at it positively or negatively is up to you. But the way I'm looking at it as, okay, there is now space for young people, us, Gen Z, to step into positions of leadership. So that actually goes with what I wanted to talk about next, which is youth engagement. What is that? What are some ways that you can become involved with Leaders Recognizing Leaders? I think sometimes we might get scared and we don't know who to ask on how to become more engaged in such an amazing organization that's surrounded for the development of young leaders, myself included. And I think sometimes we have a little bit of trouble with that. So I just kind of want to go over, without going on too long, because I know this is a Wednesday, just some ways that you can become more engaged. So some things could be volunteering. So attending meetings, helping leaders recognize leaders with a lot of our missions are some ways that you can help out. And almost every single week, just about every single week, there's always an opportunity for each of you to become more involved. And whether that's assisting us with upcoming projects like this one that we have going on right now, it's super simple. You can always reach out to the president. You can always reach out to myself, Kimura, Kayla, literally anyone here that is totally involved can help you out. And I'm super happy to say that it definitely feels like a family where if you ever need anything, you can always ask. And if they don't know, they're always going to direct you to the next person. That's just the way that things are around here. Another thing that can help with youth engagement is forming a sense of relevance. So when I say relevance, I mean making yourself kind of known within the organization. You can simply be someone, and this is your choice, you could simply be someone that maybe shows up every so often, doesn't really say anything, for whatever reason, doesn't really want to give any feedback, or suggestions or anything. And that's not really always making you the most relevant person in the program. So I think it's important that when opportunities arise, that you try to say yes as much as possible, because I guarantee you, this is coming from a place of experience, when you say yes to opportunities or when you help other people, you end up getting that same thing returned back to you. Whether that's forming networking and connections, all great things that you can definitely, oh, I see. Hi, Jennifer. Hi. That you can definitely gain from being a part of this organization. So those are some ways. Also, taking initiative, it still applies for that same thing, of showing your relevance. Maybe asking, hey, is there anything that I could step in at my capacity? Is there anything that you need? Or maybe I'd like to be a part of a certain committee, or I have an idea that I want to introduce. All of those things are welcomed, and please just always make sure that you know that. Also, speaking of ways that you can become more involved, and it'll benefit you in the long run, is we actually have a planning team, for the PIC event that I was just talking about, the Presidential Inauguration Committee, that's taking place literally this Monday. So if you want to be a part of the planning team and you want more information for it, please just go ahead and text in the chat, and I'll make sure that I get someone to speak to you. Okay, and even put in your email too as well, so that we can reach out to you. And as far as that, there is one task for the planning committee if you are a part of it already, and it's going to be making at least 4 videos that we can send into the Biden inaugural committee, online, basically explaining why giving back is important to you. So we'll send all the information to you. They actually kind of dummy proof it so that they have literally almost everything that you need on the website, and I'll make sure that you have as much help as you need. So now moving on, if you have not signed up already, I do want to place the link, if I can do that right now, for this Monday's event. Please do so. It was also sent in the WhatsApp chat. So please be sure to sign up for that. Just going to go ahead and add that right now. If you use this link, you can go ahead and sign up, and then we can all be a part of such an amazing day on Monday. And please share, invite as many people as you can. We really want this to be a really huge event. And it would be super exciting. Invite your friends, your sister, your brother, your mom, your dad, your grandparents, literally whoever, your classmates. This is going to be a great opportunity for you to, show them exactly what it is that you do in Leaders Recognizing Leaders. Yes. So also, I do want to share a safety priority. No additional tickets will be shared. This event will be before a day of memorial service at 5:30 p.m. For those who have died from COVID-19, followed by the official change of power and swearing in of the new president, vice president, come next Wednesday. So I just want to make sure that's clear. And as for that, before I move on to what it is that I really need to get done in this meeting, does anyone have any questions from everything that I've just said about the Presidential Inauguration Committee and the event that's coming up? I know I said a lot. And feel free to turn off your mic if you have any, turn on your mic if you have any questions.
Okay.
Hi.
All right. So
It's breaking up a little bit.
for who?
Okay, now I think it's working now. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I put my email in the chat, but which what was the last event that you were saying I could join for the planning committee?
Um, are you asking me? You're asking what planning committee could you join?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's called the planning committee. So it's literally you're just gonna kind of help out with some planning and some things that we need to get done for Monday. And you're gonna, if you're really good when it comes to having ideas and working with other people, then I would definitely say to join the planning team. There are only literally a few people right now that are part of that team, and I'm hoping to get as many people as possible, with as many people to just introduce some ideas. So it's just called the planning team. If you want to call it the PIC planning
Yeah,
team.
I know it's called the planning team, but I was asking like which project are we would we be helping with? Because I think you listed a few.
There's, as far as one thing that needs to get done from the planning team, I need 4 videos for the Biden inaugural committee. So basically, to just submit to the website of 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 the organization that we're partnering up with, just explaining why giving back is so important to you. That's all information that we're gonna go over within the week. But that's just one task, and it's not everyone that's going to be doing that. But I think that was the only thing that I've mentioned about the planning team. Is there anything else? Okay. All right. Are there any more questions? I think we're good. Um, all right. If there's any more questions, just go ahead and leave it in the chat, and I'll make sure to get to you by the end. Now on for the part that I'm excited about. Is we need speakers. Okay. Um, what exactly do we do for the PIC? Okay. The PIC, excuse me, the PIC is the Presidential Inauguration Committee. And if you're part of the planning committee, then that's another task that we're going to talk about a little bit later, not in this meeting, but hopefully tomorrow. I would like to have a meeting with the planning committee so that we can, mostly what I really need actually is what I'm going to talk about right now, which is finding speakers. Okay. So hopefully that's, someone said that they're not good at speaking. I wasn't good at speaking either. So that's exactly what I'm going to talk about now. So what we need right now is we need some speakers. Okay, that's one task that the planning committee is going to be doing. Okay, is helping to come up with ways on how we can recruit, mostly, hopefully, young people to speak at this Monday's event. Okay, and what you're kind of going to be talking about, some topics are going to be focused around Dr. King's leadership. Okay, and some ideas that I have could be you can focus it around education, like youth education, public service, volunteerism. Even one idea could be speaking on Martin Luther King Jr.'s lifelong message of peace and unity, which goes hand in hand with the Biden-Harris inaugural theme, which is America United. So kind of how I would focus it around is definitely, I would kind of, it's up to you. That's basically where I'm trying to get. So if you have something that you're passionate about and it's surrounded around Martin Luther King, that's where I would focus. And that's another thing, I actually don't mind working with any of you. Personally, if you guys want, just message me and I'll be sure to help you out when it comes to public speaking. And I do want to also talk about the people who may feel that they're not really good at public speaking. Real quick, I just want to give my own personal testimony when it comes to public speaking. Just recently, and she's actually in the call, there was a girl named Ruby, and she texted me and was looking for help with public speaking because she had an event that she was doing for LRL that she just needed some help with. So I was super excited because I love talking about public speaking. If you guys don't know me yet, that's one of my favorite topics because I know the struggle from being super shy to being scared, being nervous, having anxiety, having stage fright. I literally gone through almost everything, even through my own sense of embarrassment. So to someone that has been able to speak in front of thousands of people before. So when she was speaking to me, I can tell that she was a little bit more reserved. I don't know if she was shy, but she was a little bit more soft spoken at first. And instantly I was like, wow, I feel like you were my younger self. And I think she's a few years younger than me. I felt like she was like me. I used to be so shy. I used to not really want to speak in front of people. I was actually worse than her, to be honest. I don't even think she was shy. It was a crippling fear that I had to speak in front of people. So I was, explaining that to her, and it wasn't an overnight thing of how I got over it. What ended up happening was I started practicing. I got involved in an organization where it put me in a position, in an uncomfortable position, where I had to start speaking in front of people. And it wasn't perfect. It was not perfect at all. But after a while, I stopped caring because most adults do not know how to public speak. And I kind of put that in perspective that most people in the room that I was standing in front of, they couldn't public speak. So it kind of made me a little bit more comfortable that it's a very common fear. It's actually one of the most common fears, which is stage fright. And yeah, I could just totally relate to her. And it took practice because if you're ever going to be successful in anything, I guarantee you're not going to be comfortable. There will never be just an easy route to any form of success that you start heading towards if it does not make you uncomfortable, because that uncomfortable period is helping you grow. It's helping you get to exactly where you want to go. So now I still do have stage fright. I've learned how to cope with it though. So whether it looks like I'm freaking out or I have chills or anything, unbeknownst to you all, I still do have that. But once I get into that mode where I'm speaking, it's like I've just tuned out the entire world. And that's kind of just been my thing. And it's important though that each of you do at some point learn how to public speak, because communication is important. When you apply for your first job, when you're trying to advocate for yourself, when you're buying your first car, or getting your first credit card, or taking a class, a public speaking class, all of that is super important because at some point you're going to need how to speak. You're going to need to know how to speak. Yeah. So other than that, I would love to go over some tips with each of you, if you're interested. And practice makes perfect. And one thing that I do want to note is that speaking in front of a crowd of people and speaking to a computer virtually are two different things, two very different things. So if you're someone that kind of needs to ease yourself into speaking, text me, talk to me. And I will either find someone to work with you or I will work with you myself and to really help you become more comfortable, especially if that's a goal of yours for this year. So yes, let's see. Other than that, if you are interested in public speaking, which I believe that each and every single one of you can do, everyone can speak, or be comfortable with speaking. It just takes time and practice. So if you are interested, I would love to help you so that we can get you ready for Monday. So please just email me. I'm going to send my email right now into the chat. I will help you. If you have an idea or something that you really want to be said that is in regards to Martin Luther King and his message for unity, or just anything that you're interested in that's based on leadership, we can work with that, and then we'll be good to go. Yeah. So does anyone have any questions for me? No? Is anyone interested in speaking on Monday? Either you can type in the chat or you can say it right now. Okay, awesome. Kayla's interested. There's also someone else that was interested that texted me earlier. So I'm going to reach out to her as well and work with her. All right. If there's anyone else, just let me know. Is anyone interested in being a part of the planning committee?
I would like to be in the planning committee.
Okay, Kimora. So we have Kimora for the planning committee. Alexandria, awesome. DeWill, awesome. Also, I forgot to mention, this is super important. You also get volunteer hours. This is actually probably going to be the easiest way for you to receive hours if you do join the planning committee. And it's not a huge time commitment at all, especially if a lot of us are working together. It's not. And I do understand that a lot of you are in school right now. So just let me know if you're interested in receiving hours. Okay, I see Anissa. I hope I said that right. Trinity. Okay, awesome. Oh, all these people are interested. Perfect. Is there anything else that you guys want me to talk about? I wasn't expecting to go this fast. You're interested in public speaking? It's actually, it feels really liberating when, especially once you finish a speech. I'm not perfect at speaking. I'm not at all. I don't know. I've never had a perfect speech yet. I still say certain words like so a lot or like a lot of those filler words that I'm working on still. And I also have to adjust to speaking to a computer because I'm used to speaking in front of people. So that's something I'm working on too. We're all trying to get through this together. Just like this year, we're trying to get through this. Wow. Okay. That's awesome. I'm so happy that more of you are interested in speaking. So what I would like to do is hopefully maybe Friday, if a lot of you are available, maybe sitting a day for the public speaking part for us to talk a little bit more and maybe come to me with some ideas or maybe write down some ideas of what you probably want to say. Another thing is you can have a script too. So if you have a script, that should be a little bit easier, if not totally easier, for you to read it while you're also on your computer. There's nothing wrong with using a script. There's nothing wrong at all. I've used many before, so that's another thing. If you want to learn how to also read from a script, I can help you with that too, because it also has to have a natural flow. Do have one question. What does the planning committee do for the event? Specifically, not LOL. I'm gonna get back to you on if there's anything that you have to do the day of the event. But for the planning part, what we can take an opportunity to do right now is come up with some ideas on how we can recruit more people to speak. So I'm getting a good amount right now, and it could be adults, it could be youth, just coming up with some ideas on how we can get their attention when it comes to public speaking. So if you guys want to unmute your microphones and just present some ideas to kind of get it rolling. There were some ideas, which was doing like a virtual bingo, um, and a virtual bingo could. I actually was able to figure it out how to do it over Zoom, so we could do that. Maybe have like a game night, and then introduce to them, hey, are you interested in speaking at this really amazing event? Does this interest you? So I don't know. Are there any more ideas you guys have?
Quick question.
Yes.
Oh, you can hear me on here? Okay, cool. My computer, like the Wi-Fi service went down, so it wasn't working.
Oh,
But
no worries. Really.
okay, cool. So I think the bingo idea is definitely really cool. And how many speakers do you want to have at the end of the
Um, I would of course like. I don't really have a number. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I'm at least, because it's a 4-hour event, I would like to have a little more than 15, or I would definitely like to have over 15 speakers.
Okay, cool. And who is gonna be like watching this, like the audience?
Well, the audience is dependent.
I guess like how many people do you know?
I don't know how many people, but the goal is to reach 1,000 people. Okay. And I really actually, I know that sounds really, it's open to the public, basically, to our community. So it could range from a lot of people to a little bit of people. And it's also dependent on you all and how many people you guys introduce this day to whether it's sending them the link and saying, hey, tune in to this from this time to this time. It's also dependent on you all, but it's open to the public. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, cool. So for students, I feel like a bingo night would definitely work. And honestly, if we put it in the chat and say that they would get hours and mentoring from you, I think a lot of people would want to do it. And as for adults, honestly, if we just like reach out to them on LinkedIn, I know a lot of them are really, really receptive and they would love to help us. So I think if we do that, you should definitely get speakers.
I think that's awesome. I'm gonna make a note of that. So I'm actually gonna get back to you on that part. If you guys know anyone that would be interested in speaking, please message them, and you can send them my email if they are interested, and I'll send them some more information. So if you can go around asking people, if each and every one of you in the planning community could get 2-3 people, 2-3 speakers, I think we'll be really good. Of course, the more the merrier. I've even asked my mom. We'll see what she says, but because I think she has something worth saying. So yeah. And then we also have some people in Leaders Recognizing Leaders that are amazing speakers. If we go back to our Global Youth Conference, if any of you guys were there were a lot of amazing speakers. So we can even reach out to our own members and mentors to see if they're interested. All right, so I'm getting some good feedback from the game night. And of course, all games are on the table if we can do it virtually, of course. So please feel free to send me that. Some other ideas could be an entertainment poetry, like a poetry slam, spoken word, songs, dances and like speaking. So yeah. I also want to mention that each person is going to be featured on the national website. So that's exciting. Like this is
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Sorry.
I had a question. So, In regards to like this speaking at the event, how long does your speech have to be?
I would speak for about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. I am going to finalize that very soon, but stick around the range of 10 minutes. That's usually how long these speeches run for.
Wow. Okay.
I I know that actually sounds like a lot. I'm this is coming from my level of experience, a similar level of experience as most young people, because it's not like I'm getting speaking gigs or anything like that. But usually we'll go on for about 10 minutes. When you, if you'll watch anything like the Global Youth Conference, a lot of the speakers were stuck to like a strict 10 minutes. And that's actually not really seen as like a lot of time. Once you start writing, it would probably end up being like 2 pages of a script, sort of, if that puts it into perspective of how long 10 minutes could be.
And when you say script, like, do you mean, like, let's say I want to do a speech on, I don't know, like the education system in America.
Mhm.
Do you mean speech as in like I'm there talking for 10 minutes, like I write the whole 10 minutes, or like is there interaction between? I don't know what you mean by script.
Okay, when I say script, you don't have to write a script. When if you decide that you want to do the public speaking, or you want to be one of the public speakers on Monday, um, everyone, to each is his own. Okay, so you don't need to follow. Okay, I'm gonna write a script and say everything word for word. Okay, if you're someone that's more of a fluid speaker, and it's like I write maybe bullet points to help give me ideas of what I'm gonna say the day of, and then I just go and I'm gonna just speak, and this is the direction I'm gonna take my presentation as a public speaker on Monday within those 10 minutes, then that's one option. Another thing, Kayla brought something, a good point up. You can use a PowerPoint. If you're going to be using a PowerPoint, that's another great way to speak as well. So if that's what you feel comfortable with, and you have something visual that you want to show the guests, then feel free to do a PowerPoint. But did I answer your question, Vicky?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Also, just like another quick one. Are you? Is it okay if, like, let's say, someone's interested in speaking, but they want to speak like with someone else, like they'll do like a dual presentation type thing? Is that
That's, yep, you can do that as well. So if you want to collaborate with a friend, then feel free to do that as well. I actually would even suggest that, especially if you're a first time speaker, because I've done speeches with my best friend, both of my best friends, and it made it even easier. It was just a natural conversation. So I would definitely do that.
Oh, okay,
Are there,
perfect. Thank you.
no problem. Are there any more questions? These questions are great.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know if you covered this already because I had issues with audio since my speaker wasn't working properly. But when we participate with like speeches and speaking, is there a specific subject that we have to cover, or it could be about anything?
Okay, great question. So the topic, because the entire event is going to be geared around Martin Luther King, um, the goal is to inspire young people by reflecting on the dreams and visions that Martin Luther King had, on the next generation. So it's geared towards young people. That's the audience. But what we're trying to do is also incorporate, since it's Martin Luther King Day, Martin Luther King. So some ideas that I do have would be even presenting MLK's lifelong message of peace and unity. He spoke a lot about peace, peaceful protests, not violence, and as well as covering unity. So standing as one. holding hands as brothers and sisters of all races, of all backgrounds. So that was one thing that he did cover, and he's covered so many other lessons that I would definitely look back and see, all right, this is what I wanna talk about, this is when I focus. It's your playground. You can do whatever you want, but just definitely stick to Martin Luther King. And I would even go as far, if I were you, if this is of interest, but you don't have to do it, even making sure that it kind of goes in hand with the Biden-Harris inaugural theme. Given that we're actually partnering with the Presidential Inauguration Committee, I think it's only appropriate if that's even mentioned. And a way to make that a little bit easier for you is that their theme this year is America United. Goes hand in hand with MLK's peace and unity message. Also, with the climate and everything that's going on in the world, you can definitely talk about unity if that's what you're interested in. But do you get where I'm going with it?
Yes. Also, I just want to have this written down, but when is this going to be like due?
Okay. Well, you don't have to. The only thing that I need, if you're going to be a speaker, I would like to know by Friday. And if you do decide that you want to be a speaker, please email me. And I did send my email in the chat, but if you need it, if someone can just send it in again. I do need the topic that you're deciding that you're going to go with for your speech. So if your topic, like one of them that I said, is unity, please send me what your topic's going to be about, or if it's education. Or I think mine for I think my topic for the Global Youth Conference was related to Gen Z leadership. So what your title and your topic is going to be, just send that to me through my email. A small biography, a picture. So basically a photo of yourself, a really nice professional photo, and then we'll just put it on a nice flyer. Yeah, and that's what I would like to have by Friday. Yeah, and if something happened, just message me and I'll help you. We'll talk it out. But Friday. And also, added to what I just said, if you decide that you're going to do a PowerPoint, or if you're going to speak with someone else, just let me know that as well. Okay, so I can let Edwina know that you're going to be doing a PowerPoint, and we could plan accordingly. And someone said, can say a poem. When you're saying a poem, is that for Monday? Okay, I'm gonna assume that you're speaking about Monday. I'm gonna get back to you on that, but actually, yes, you can do a poem. You can do a poem if that's what you decide to do. So not just speeches. You can do a poem, you can do spoken word, you can do a song, you can do a dance, and you can do public speaking. So there's a lot of different things. It doesn't need to be just public speaking, okay?
Would the poem also have to be like 10 minutes?
No, it doesn't need to be 10 minutes.
Okay.
It doesn't. Just let me know what you're gonna do, and if you can even let me know the time, just so I can plan accordingly what everyone else is going to be doing. And even if for the speech, if you don't have 10 minutes, then you don't have 10 minutes, and that's okay. If you have 4 minutes, you have 4 minutes, and that's still 4 minutes that needs to be heard. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So far we have a lot of people that have signed up. So if you have, I think we're done. Did I answer everyone else's questions? Can it be a Insta post? What do you mean, Alexandria, by an Insta post?
Sorry, I think I was on like completely wrong page. I wasn't, yeah.
It's okay. Don't worry. Me too. Um, so I think that is all that I have to cover. One last thing, if you are part of the planning committee, and we have a good amount of people that are part of it, and I'm super excited. If we're gonna actually have a meeting, hopefully I'm gonna talk about it with my team. Hopefully I'm shooting for 5 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, 5 p.m. tomorrow. If you are interested in being a speaker, I do see the chat as well. Please also email me and send me any more details, your biography, your picture, the topic, and also what it is that you're going to be doing. I'm super excited. You guys just seem very excited and totally involved and relevant, like I said earlier. Definitely showing your relevance. So I'm really hopeful and excited to see what everyone comes up with come Monday. This is definitely big, especially for young people. Putting yourself out there and showing yourself, you know, showing everyone exactly what young people can do. How we do have a voice, we do have a message, and it's going to be said. And yeah. So other than that, that's all I have to say. If you have any more questions, please feel free to message me. I'm going to get back to you as soon as I can. And that's all. So thank you, everyone.
Speakers. Thank you so much, Taylor. This was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Taylor.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. Take care, everyone.
Thank